Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey. Thanks for joining. I've lost 97.4 pounds since starting the ketogenic diet. I like to talk to other people about how they may be able to lose weight, improve their health, and regain control of their lives. Today's topic, let's not compare to others, shall we? There are some amazing stories of people who have lost so much weight on the ketogenic diet. And quickly, for those who don't know, the ketogenic diet simply means when you've reduced your carbohydrate intake sufficiently to where your liver does not pump out glucose for fuel, which your body will have been using. And when the glucose tap dries up because you've reduced your carb intake, your body happily switches to burning ketones or fat for fuel. It's a fat burning diet. Anyway, if you go almost anywhere online, you will see some pretty amazing before and after photographs, stories of weight that apparently, appears to drop off of people. And that's fantastic. We are happy for those people. I've lost a lot of weight on a pretty puny frame, but it didn't drop off me. I was thrilled with whatever weight loss I achieved because it was unexpected, because I wasn't trying to lose weight. I'd given up on losing weight, on losing body fat. I just didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes, and I was on the cusp. I come from a large family, and I'm near the end of it. And everybody before me, both sides, either type 1 or type 2 diabetics, I was on deck. And I'd been very overweight for a very long time, 30 years. And I had just said, well, that's who I am. I'm the fat person. I'm the fattest person in the world. I'm the fattest person in my family. Weigh 1,000,000 times more than my husband. That was just who I was. When I started the ketogenic diet, the first thing that happened was I almost immediately started feeling better in my joints. Everything had hurt for so long. And not just because I was heavy and gravity was pulling pretty heavy on me. My knuckles hurt. Everything was in pain. And that cleared up probably within about 2 weeks. The weight did start to come off, but it didn't drop off of me. The first year I lost 47 pounds. I was thrilled. If I compared my weight loss to some of the stories I see now, I might have been demoralized. Don't compare yourself to those who lose 60 pounds in 2 months or 3 months. Don't compare yourself to people who maybe are a different gender or a different age or a different activity level than you. Don't compare yourself to people who may not have been unhealthy. And I don't say unhealthy like you were eating unhealthy food. I mean, we were, but we didn't know that. But people who were metabolically damaged, that means your system was just all screwed up from the glucose spiking and then dropping insulin levels, and then you crave more carbs because your brain is telling you to get me some more glucose. It's a whole mess. Some people lived with that a long time and their systems were pretty wrecked. Maybe they were already maybe you have already been a type 2 diabetic. Maybe you've been on insulin already. Don't compare yourself to somebody who did not spend decades in the same situation, or is a different gender, or is a lot younger. We're all different. If looking at the progress of others inspires you and drives you on, great. If looking at the progress of others makes you feel like you're doing something wrong in comparison, don't look at them. Or ask yourself, am I Am I missing the boat here somehow? Am I, is it maybe not working for me as quickly because I am trying to use a whole bunch of fake baked goods? I'm trying to do net carbs instead of total carbs because I'm trying to trick myself into eating counterfeit versions of the same foods that got me here in the first place. If you find something that works for you, and it's contrary to what I did, because that's the only thing I can share is what worked for me, fantastic. Continue on with it. Don't let anyone tell you what you must do or mustn't do. Don't let anyone tell you that. No one gets a vote on what you eat. Nobody. But if you're doing what you know is working, you're staying within the parameters. That's 20 grams of carbohydrate total, not net, per day or fewer. Keep in mind 0 is fewer than 20. And that's what I did. Eat fatty sources of protein. Eat only when you're hungry. Stop when you're satisfied. If you're doing that and you're not, not having cravings, that's kind of a hallmark of being in ketosis, which means you're burning ketones for fuel rather than glucose. That's all that means. But the weight loss is slower than other people, so be it. Do you really care? If someone tells you today you're going to lose 40 pounds and it's going to take you a year, but you've been struggling with weight loss for 15 years, do you care? Have you spent years like I did trying to lose 10 pounds over the course of a year? And I'm talking about as a big person. Trying to lose 10 pounds shouldn't be that big a deal. And at the end of the year, you're up a pound? I didn't care how long it took me to lose weight. I didn't care. I got my brain back. I got my life back. And that is not a joke. I got my life back. I re-entered my own life because I'd kind of checked out of it. I have a great life and always have had. But inside my heart and my brain, I was disappearing. So don't gauge your success either by that of others or by just a number on a scale. I weigh every day because that tool serves me. If it didn't serve me, I wouldn't use it. Some people do much better having thrown their scales into the middle of the driveway and then assaulted it with a hammer. Good. Some people go by the way their clothes feel. Good. But if all you get out of this is you get off of some medications and you get your brain back and your joints don't hurt, that's enough. If you're lucky enough to not be in pain, you're lucky enough. If you're lucky enough to wake up in the morning and not dread the day ahead of you, you're lucky enough. Don't compare yourself to others. We celebrate the people who are fortunate to lose weight quickly. Some people are blessed. Some people, I've said this before, I was a music major, piano performance major. Some people around me had perfect pitch, which is a true gift. I didn't. Most people don't. Those people were the minority. And frankly, people for whom weight sheds off of them quickly are the minority. Those are the weight loss equivalents of the people with perfect pitch. Most of us are normal. So I no longer say I was a slow loser, because I used to say that because I wanted other people to know that if they're losing slowly and feeling discouraged, I was a slow loser. And then I realized that's wrong. I'm a normal loser. And I eliminated the word only from any description of my weight loss. Try to get out of the habit of saying, I've only lost 10 pounds. honey, you lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds. And all you did was change your food. And I don't mean deprive yourself. I mean all you did was leave off the starches and the sugars. You can't eat the bacon and the eggs and the full fat dairy if you can tolerate it. You can eat the chuck roast with the luscious fat. You can eat pork chops with the luscious fat. You can have a dollop of sour cream. You can have heavy cream in your coffee. That's what I have. 2 teaspoons. I measure it because it's not unlimited. So don't say, I've only lost anything. You've lost. Bravo. And then try not to qualify your loss by saying, for instance, if someone says, wow, you've lost weight. You look great. Oh, thanks. I've lost 10 pounds. I have a lot to go. Don't say that. Doesn't matter. You've lost 10 pounds. You've lost 12 pounds. You've lost 8 pounds. You've lost 22 pounds. Doesn't matter if it took a month, 6 months, 8 months. What were you going to do with those 8 months anyway? Do you want to go back and put the 22 pounds back on and say, oh, I'm much happier now? I don't want to have only lost 22 pounds in 8 months. Oh, celebrate it. Don't compare yourself to others. I always go back to this. What would you tell your kid or your good friend or your sibling or your coworker? Well, so-and-so did so-and-so. Well, good for so-and-so, you'd say. But look what you've done. Be as kind to yourself as you are to others. Don't judge yourself. You know, unless you're doing something rotten, then judge yourself and stop doing rotten things. You're not in a competition with anyone. You're not even in a competition with yourself. You're on a road through your life, on a path. That's really all that matters. Get to the oldest age you can get, feeling as good as you possibly can. I heard a phrase from my friend Cindy, I believe it was yesterday. She had heard a story, and it was a story about lifespan compared to health span. And sometimes the health span drives up and the lifespan keeps right on going. I do not intend to live as I thought I might before I started the ketogenic diet the next 30, 35, 40 years feeling like crud. I intend to go out of the, shuffle off this mortal coil, downhill skiing and, maybe getting distracted by a good-looking ski instructor and going off a cliff at age 98 or some other thing like that. Take care of your lifespan and your health span. That's the measure you want to do. You want to measure your health span and lifespan ending at the same time. Thank you for watching. If you would like to get some patron-only, some content that I don't publish on YouTube or on my blog, there is Patreon. Thank you to those who do pledge. You can go to patreon.com/GoKetoWithKasey. But otherwise, check in later. You can see me at my blog, KaseyDurango.com, Facebook page, Go Keto with Kasey, and there's a very large group, support group, Keto After 40 with Kasey. And you have to ask for membership for that and answer a couple of questions. But there's a lot of good support out there. Remember, you should judge yourself against anyone. Not against me, not against your spouse, not against a 20-something on YouTube, not against anybody else. Get to your goal at the rate you're going to get there. Doesn't matter who's next to you. Have a good one. Thanks.